Hi, it's Peter Gabriel on Polish Radio Londyn.
Hej, interesują Cię gwiazdy? Nie wstydź się, bo mnie tak. Dlatego chciałam Cię zaprosić za kulisy życia ciekawych ludzi, świata muzyki i srebrnego ekranu. Pytasz kiedy? W każdą środę o 21:00 w Polskim Radiu Londyn w programie Gwiazdy Niki. Gwiazdy Niki!
Okay, I'm here now to say hello to Poland and very happy that I'm going to be seeing a few of you in Kraków May the 18th.
I mean, the producer's work is very important to you, right?
Yeah,
You know, it
takes a lot of talented people to make us sound good.
and you always were experimenting as well.
Yeah, but surrounded by really able people.
So here with us is actually today is Ollie. So tell me, how did you end up working with him?
Well, he's been working in the studio for quite a number of years. How many years were you in the studio? How many years? Yeah, come on, here he is, the man.
How many years was I in? Well, I did a year for you as your assistant engineer in 2012.
12.
And then I left for a year and went back to university, and then I came back in 2014, and then I stayed through till 2020. So 8 years plus 1, 9.
9 years.
9 years.
So
under
like
bountiful employment from Mr. Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
There are lots of producers.
Yeah, but he's done extraordinarily well, and we hadn't really done much creative work together till what, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so
Peter's this Peter was for a while this kind of mystical person, this mystical person that hung around, and you're like, oh, Peter's he's in, and then when it took us a long time to work together, and I'm like so glad that we did. It was truly one of the best record making experiences in my life. The man,
Because you had more time during pandemic.
well, I'm.
Got you together.
Yeah, basically we found ourselves with some time. We found ourselves a studio, and an amazing band needed to be recorded, and I happened to be the head engineer at the time, so I got to come in, and we just kind of carried on working from that. We did the band, and then we did loads of vocals, and we just carried on from there. And then I jumped out through 1975, and Katie, who's now the head engineer at Real World, took over, and her and Dom are now steering this engineering ship, finishing the record off that's about to come out not too far away.
Yeah, Ollie can do about 100 records in the time it takes me to do one. But no, we had a lot of fun together.
I was talking to Peter's tour manager, Dave T, about this earlier on, and we were saying, Peter's not the quickest. No. He's not. And you often question where it's going. And you sometimes wonder why you're going down this avenue, and then eventually it clicks. And I heard some of the songs being rehearsed earlier today, and it all made sense.
Hi, Nika Boon, Polish Radio London. Hello, here at the MPG Awards. Please tell me, who would you be if you wouldn't be a producer, if you wouldn't do music? Was there any other sort of...
If I wasn't a producer, I'd probably be an electrician, maybe,
Okay.
or a carpenter. I do my own electrical work, and so I like doing that sort of thing. I don't know. I was almost a bass player, but I was never good enough to be a bass player, and I had stage fright. I didn't like being, as you could tell from this evening, I'm nervous on the stage with everybody looking at me. But we couldn't have been a musician. But I don't know. I really don't know.
So is it because you feel more comfortable behind the scenes than on stage?
Absolutely, yeah, much more comfortable behind the scenes.
So how did you get into into music at all?
Well, I was a bass player when I was a teenager, and I always loved music. I was a big fan of British rock, Jimi Hendrix, and music like that, and I just loved playing bass. I was a bass player, and then the last band I was in broke up when we were recording a demo in a studio in New York, and I just talked them into hiring me. I said, I belong here.
Okay.
You know?
That's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started.
And that's how your career started, and now, you know, now is any kind of like project you're working on at the moment that you can reveal?
Nothing I can really talk about. No, not. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is probably remixing the Avalon, the Roxy Music's Avalon record that I mixed back in the early '80s, and we're doing an Atmos mix of it. And Bryan Ferry and Rhett Davis, the producer, are coming over to Los Angeles to help me with it, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also doing Bryan's solo record called Boys and Girls, and so that, you know, that's pretty big. But I got about 5 or 6 albums to do before that.
And which studio are you working at, or you like working the most at?
Well, I have my own studio in my house.
And that's where you feel the best. Right?
So many producers have their own studios now, you know, and engineers. And so, yeah, that's.
And where is that? What kind of location? I'm not talking about address, but what?
It's in Los Angeles, the Pacific Palisades of Los Angeles. And then we have another studio my wife's building, the Apogee Studio. It's in the Apogee building in Santa Monica.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on the award, and all the best.
Thank you very much.
But the reason I'm a mixer is because of that man there. When I was 14 years old, I read a magazine about this young engineer out of New York making incredible records. And that is the reason why I'm actually in the music industry, because of that man there.
So tell us who you're pointing at now.
Mr. Bob Clearmountain. And that's the reason why I mix records, because I've studied his records over the years, and I'm honoured to call him my friend, but he's my mentor and has been for many of us, and he made mixing what it is today.
And tell us, Polskiego Radio London, here at the MPG Awards, and when you were accepting your award, you said, you know, a really nice story about your piano.
Do you want to hear the piano story, yeah? So, firstly, like, shout out to all the Polish listeners. And yeah, the story was that I had a piano in my studio which was worth £1,250. That was a Yamaha upright piano, and I loved it, and I used it on all my records. And the piano tuner, came in and tuned it one day, and I was there, and he was grimacing and shaking his head as he was tuning it and saying, "This was the worst piano I've ever tuned." He said, "I can't believe that you play anything on this." He said, "If it was my piano, I would chop it up and use it for wood in my wood burner," which I thought, I'm paying this guy to come in and tune my piano. It's kind of rude, you know. So he said, "Well, you know, what kind of stuff do you do?" I said, "Well, I played it on a song last week with an amazing singer called Adele, and we wrote a song called Set Fire to the Rain." And he said, "Okay." I said, "Well, I'll let you know when it comes out." And then a year later, he came back and he was tuning the piano again, and he was shaking his head, you know, and tuning the notes. And he said, "I heard your song on the radio." And I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Was it the Yamaha that you played on Set Fire to the Rain?" I said, "Yes, it was." He said, "You know, I always thought there was something really special about this piano."
Yeah, it's, you know, like the success of a record, it always makes people, you know, look at things differently, isn't it? You know?
That's the thing. And shows that you also don't need to have really expensive equipment in order to make good music that travels. So
you have to have an instrument that has a soul.
It's got to have a soul, and this piano's got soul, you know.
Exactly. So basically, he didn't appreciate the soul at first.
He definitely didn't. No. So, but it works for me, and I play it on all my records now. I love that piano.
So tell me, who would you be if you wouldn't be a producer?
What would I be?
Did you ever have a plan B?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a musician, and I'm a DJ, and I play in a band. So I guess there's lots of things that I do within.
Anything outside of music? Was there anything?
I don't know. Maybe psychotherapist or something. Maybe. Yeah, I like understanding how people's minds work.
Interesting. I do as well, actually.
Yeah. That's it. I would like to help people. You know, I think I feel like music is the expression that you put it out into the world and it helps people. So I think it would be something definitely helping people.
Yeah, it's just, you know, music is very often used in therapy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and I think it becomes like the therapy of the people that are making it as well. So it's a whole circle of good stuff. So.
Well, you know, so hopefully, you know, next time maybe you come up with some sort of healing thing that will be helpful to many people, because you know you never know what rings true with you know, with people like, you know, let's say depressed or, you know, in some sort of trauma, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think, you know, searching for that truth in everything that we do and cutting through like all the noise on social media and the press and everything, just to try and find out the things that you really want to do in life, you know. That's important. And we launched my Fraser T. Smith Future Producer Academy this evening as well, which is helping people from disadvantaged backgrounds have a year in music and mentoring people. So I'm really excited about that as well. Hello to all the listeners of Polish Radio London, and keep listening, because it's a great show.
Thank you.
Hej, interesują Cię gwiazdy? Nie wstydź się, bo mnie tak. Dlatego chciałam Cię zaprosić za kulisy życia ciekawych ludzi, świata muzyki i srebrnego ekranu. Pytasz kiedy? W każdą środę o 21:00 w Polskim Radiu Londyn w programie Gwiazdy Niki. Gwiazdy!